Warning, this is a high roll video. If you get triggered by people high rolling, I would say don't watch this video. But the reason I'm still showing it is because I think there's a lot to learn still. Because I'm playing Eudora with only 6 armor and I'm doing Rafam curve here, just staying down, hero powering and eventually being on tier 4. Hero powering into golden and then get an amazing 5-drop of that, hopefully. I'm not going to spoil yet what exactly I hero power into because it is pretty high rolly, but I think a lot of people choke up when they hit this exact card. Like, it is a pretty big high roll, but very easily you get distracted or you make misplays and you still get top 8. So it's a high roll in the right hands, and that's why I think this video is still useful, because I'll show you how you turn this card into the most disgusting high roll you've ever seen. Too many people underrate this card. Too many people that I have played with together or that I see play don't actually get the most out of it. So I'll show you exactly how this high roll works. So hero power into the best 4-drop in the game, pretty much, Impatient Doomsayer. Any Avenge card is amazing. In case you don't know or you haven't watched these videos, Avenge is literally just busted, which is the reason I set up my board. So first part of the high roll, I set myself up for it because I know I'm going to tier 4. I bought Reborns, I bought, you know, things that are great with Avenge because I could just roll into Avenge. Because of that, our Golden Doomsayer is going to be amazing. Secondly, I take Kangaroos here. You know, you might think, what the fuck, why? But it just resummons 2 mummies, which is a lot of triggers onto this Doomsayer. So we will guaranteed get a lot of demons. Because Kangaroos, you know, it might not pop here because his opponent is too weak, but it summons 2 reborn mummies, which is another complete trigger onto Doomsayer. So anyhow, I'm trying to maximize my potential. Actually, he does pop my Kangaroos. And look at this. This is why I took it. We get another trigger from this. And we already got a triple. Look at our hand. We got 4 tricksters. So part 1, step 1, complete. Just get a good board set up for Avenge and then find the Avenge. Now step 2 is what is next, right? What do you do? Just triple into 5 here, triple into 6. We're okay strong, I guess, because we were able to beat this opponent, even though, you know, he was also kind of greeting. The step is to never stay down. Like, if you're strong, if you have a lot of potential, just level. We have more than 30 HP. We have triples lined up. You always take 6s here. I don't see a reason to ever take 5s because of, well, the potential that we give ourselves in high rolling. And now we can also get 5-drops from this Doomsayer. So don't get baited in staying down. Don't try and get stronger, all right? Because that's another mistake, you know, too many people make once in this spot. And the other thing is, don't think too long about everything, because we don't have a full hand yet, but that might happen soon. We'll have a lot to do in our turns, a lot of decisions to make. Here you could go for Noise Looter if you know, want to get another golden in 2 turns, but I decided to take Imama mainly because it gives us more cards with the Impatient Doomsayer. So that's why could give us more cards. It's a demon already in case you triple into a Firebat soon. And yeah, we just set up our board beautifully. We're able to dig even as well. And with all this money that we're going to get from Doomsayer, you know, you're always fine just being flexible and keeping your options open. Our opponent is also milking with Impatient Doomsayer and Dazzling Lightspawn and has a Nomi, so as you can see, we're not alone. We have 2 more pairs in our hand, Ring Matron and Void Lord. So, I mean, what is next? What would you do next turn? Stay down and roll for the taunt? Or you have so much money and so much potential, you could try and roll triples into 6s. I think 99% of the time you just level here. We're still super ahead of everyone. We can then hit Felbats from our Doomsayer and, you know, just roll good stuff as well. Just roll Felbats. Because right now, we're actually not even that strong yet. Like, we don't have any scaling, we don't have any direction. So you always got to think about, how do I turn this, you know, all this money and all these pairs that I have into a scalable board late game. Staying down isn't the way, because we're already going to start losing fights now. This guy has double tank and buster, and they have a lot of strong shit. They're also kind of milking with the Witch Ring. It seems like everyone knows what's up and it's just playing for the event recently. But I actually have a full hand as well. I didn't think this was going to happen, but I'm actually going to lose value, since maybe I should have, you know, spent some cards and rolled a bit. I really thought I wasn't going to get a full hand here. Anyway, we do have, I think, a triple lined up, not sure. We also got the taunts from our Impatient Doomsayer, so we finally have something that scales, but I did take a hit here. And this is now the time to probably transition into something real. So try and milk as much as possible, try and set yourself up in the best possible spot, which was going to 6 with a full hand of money and pairs and triples, and now it's time to do shit. Here's my 2 triples onto Voidlord and onto the other taunt, and hopefully, you know, I could still take Buster. Like, we don't have to play demons. That's another big thing that people miss out on. You don't have to play demons necessarily. Here I take a Malgrim because it fits with anything. Now I ordered this, I should have played the taunt first, I say that in the stream as well, but there's just so much to do. I only have 50 seconds and I still have a full hand. I'm rolling here for for Brann, I do find the second taunt, which is also great. So just roll, keep your options open, look for whatever you can. Mainly right now it is Brann. I'm gonna give up on all the weak milking stuff because that's gonna get me killed. Don't milk too long, milk as long as possible, but don't let that, you know, take all that money into your grave. Because I have gotten 8 places in this spot. I've seen other really good players as well get 8 places because they either get too greedy, too confident, or they didn't have enough time to fully do their turn. They end their turn with too much money in their hands. So, and there's a Brann that we can use to, you know, have these amalgadons fixed, maybe even with the Battle Master, who knows. And you also gotta constantly watch out shop space, because every demon I play now, I eat 2 things in the shop. So how do I optimize all of this? It's actually not that easy. Here I decide to just hold, because, you know, I do waste potential if I play another demon here, and I could sell roll, but the Ring Matron is also up there. Plus, now I guarantee value from Ring Matron and Void Lord and get more cards. I accidentally actually tripled the amalgadon. I didn't really see that coming, so we have a triple amalgadon in hand. And didn't get too much value because he's playing Golden Juggler, Golden Tank, pretty heavy tempo build. Everyone in his lobby is literally doing Avenge or like high tempo tank juggler stuff. It's pretty stupid, but yeah. We get the ghost by some miracle, even though we only lost 2 fights here in a row. And I'm taking Scavenger still because, you know, scaling wise, you have a lot of taunts and we have the Brann. Still taking pair on the, what is this called? This Soul Devourer, because it's great. Hogger is another tribe. Let's try and fix these amalgadons. And I think it's finally time to give up on the milk. Now, because we're up against the ghost, we could keep the Impatient Doomsayer for an extra turn. But I decided to just say, fuck it. I'll just get strong here because I don't want to accidentally lose. Maybe this ghost was strong because I know some people in the lobby are playing super heavy tempo builds, so it's probably better to just, you know, see what I get, because also this triple onto Amalgadon could give me Firebat, and then I have some more scaling that I would miss out on if I didn't play it here. It wasn't Firebat, but it was another Amalgadon, which is great. That one is fixed, the other one doesn't have a shield, but there is Max in the lobby, so we could fix it. Another big mistake is too many people tunnel vision here into just demons. They would just roll for Firebat or the triple onto the taunt, or just cycle random demons, buy demons to buff up these 2 taunts. But then you're a 1-unit Andy, and then if you don't roll your good cards, you're dead. So just do strong shit instead. That's why I'm making all these semi-weird plays, like I'm taking the Brann, taking other potential, like that generates me cards, could generate me Void Lords. I just want to give myself as many outs as possible and just do strong shit. I think if you've tuned into my streams before, you've heard me say that a lot. Just do strong shit. Like, no matter what position you're in, you can always just take a Brann, find amalgadons, just play for stats. You know, there's so many strong things to do until you're 6, stay open and flexible. I'm not really demons. Like, I have 2 demon taunts that scale. That's literally it. Besides that, I have no other demon scaling. So this could probably define like a demon build, but there's also here the interesting decision between Firebat and Nadina. Didn't go for Nadina yet. I'm also not going to take this Nadina because I have 1 Divine Shield Amalgadon, but it's pretty small and has Wind Fury, so can't really put it first because it would die. And then I have another one which I would, you know, give a shield with Nadina, but it's kind of the same as just playing Selfless. So instead, I'm just playing strong stuff. I'll find Nadina later on, or I could still triple into it. Also, I think it's early enough to still maybe get some Firebat scaling in, since, you know, there's 5 people alive. If I hit a pair on it or a triple on it somehow, it could actually help us scale up this board more. Also, maybe if I taunt this Divine Shield Amalgadon or get a Divine Shield onto my taunt Amalgadon, it's more likely that we might get value from it. Anyway, board space wise, it also didn't really work out too well. I'm still just doing stuff. And another thing is, people see the power of Brann here. Like, no matter what your board looks like, even if you're scuffed Menagerie demons, Brann is such a powerhouse. It gives us economy, it gives us random free buffs. Like, look, this what is it called? Tavern Tempest is completely free because it gives me 2 cards. Plus, it gave me Smogger, which is just a +12/+12 buff. So Brann just gave me a +12/+12 literally for free, which, you know, is pretty decent. So if you're not doing too much but you're high rolling, just take a Brann and just lean fully into it. You don't need to try and, you know, high roll demons or dragons or whatever. It's gonna work out in the end, especially in Murloc lobbies. Now, this is a non-Murloc lobby, because in Murloc lobbies you have lookouts, you have the Seafood Slinger. It's way easier to pop off on tier 6. But even without Murlocs, as you can see, don't undervalue it. Too many people don't like taking it late game. It's not the best late game units. I think someone just died to a ghost here. It's already a top 2 against Toki, and Toki was a super tempo build. They were like mechs with tanks and jugglers. So stats should beat that very easily if I just play strong stuff, meaning that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. The Firebat probably comes out. It is stats that I don't really know what else to sell. I still have the spare onto my Solem, which is just too strong. The other pairs are too strong. Brann is still too much value. I'm able to get an Amalgadon here, and I have an Adina in hand now. The Amalgadon Zeddy was trash. Without Murlocs, it's not fixable. But yeah, notice how I'm still not just taking Demons to cycle. I'm also not really taking Selfless yet, because we're up against Wild Juggler tank. So normally Selfless here would be decent, or Nadina would be decent. But because we're up specifically against this opponent that we know what they have, I'm just playing for stats. I think the bigger I am, the more likely I am to beat them. And because of that, there's a triple here, and I do want to take it because that is the best stat triple. Now, because if I eat something, I just triple the stats here, or double the stats, I mean. So even though I'm floating like 7 gold here and I have no time and I have like 3 real units on my board, this is very Pepega. I think it was worth it because we know that this big ass demon triple literally just solos their entire board, which is correct. They don't have poison, it's no Murloc lobby, and they didn't have it before. They are just playing tank jugglers. So I think just taking a triple and still going for the double stats onto the big ass taunt was worth it here. Now, if I played faster, sure, I wouldn't have floated gold. This definitely could have been better. You can see me cringing in the corner. But hey, not everything can always go smooth and perfect according to plan. So we should always beat this guy late game unless they try and transition into poison, which I don't think they have a setup to ever get good Amalgadons on the board. We also took a lot of Amalgadons out of the pool already, and I think they're even still tier 5. There's no Max now because there's no Beast in lobby and no Murloc, so the only way they could compete is with Spores. But we still have like a lot of Divine Shields, we still have other cards that can interact with the Spore. We could just ghoul them. So generally speaking, I think this is almost always a win. So there's another Amalgadon, and there is a Kaligos, which is another tribe for the Amalgadon. So we can, you know, sell a Sol Nadina, so that way I could play the Lil Rag and the Kaligos as 2 more adapts onto this Amalgadon. And Nadina doesn't have value, as we saw before. Our opponent is just like so much juggle stuff that shields don't really matter that much. Now they could sell all of that stuff, but again, they can't really do a proper transition. So this turn, all I'm doing is like playing for stats. Like, as you see, I'm getting bigger and bigger. It doesn't matter. Our opponent just left. They conceded because they knew there was no way. So that's another thing that you need to look out for in the late game. If there's no Beasts and Murlocs, it's super hard to find poison. It's only Amalgadons and Spores. Spores are easier to counter, especially since there's no Quillbores. You can't gem the Spores, so they always lose to Ghoul. So essentially, you need to know what you're looking for. Play for stats, play for tech cards. What do you need to beat your opponent is another helpful tip, I guess. So hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was high rolly. I still try to give as many tips as possible so you could try and imitate high rolls like this and not get top 8 because you're too overwhelmed with having a full hand, with having so much money and triples, because too many people just panic in that situation. I've been there before as well. You saw me panic when I took the triple, so it still happens to this day. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next upload. Take care.